your review. So it's kind of like it shows them too when they like it shows different clips of them dating other guys or when they split. Okay. But then it shows them till now with COVID and everything.
Got it.
So the whole episode's based on one of Ian's ex has COVID, and then it's showing the trials between them two.
Okay.
Some parts were funny, like with that Malkovich. They just show some of his segment is just all fuck. Mm-hmm. Everything is fucks. So it was pretty good, but I think that's when I got back from my mission on Sunday. I just knocked out because it was a weird episode. Like you're like, what are they trying to do? It was so left from Shameless. It wasn't a regular Shameless episode.
But you know, I was reading that 18 people from the production and actors all had COVID, so they had to stop production. For the show. And when I was trying to watch it on cinema, it was only giving me the date of January 10 and then January 31st. So I'm guessing because they're bringing. I was reading that the director and writer of the show is gonna work in the coronavirus. Because that's one of the only shows I see that wear a mask.
That's only one that's is in present tense.
Yeah, so it's no other show that I'm watching that they go outside. You see like Lip with his son wearing a mask. Or he goes to the barbershop or the salon. Yeah, he's wearing and you see Frank wearing the bandana. They're the only show that I've seen on TV or even on net or even a movie. Yeah, that they're doing the present time right now or whatever. Yeah, it is. So I'm guessing they're gonna into work this whole coronavirus thing that we're going through into the show, and it's the last season. So we're going through it, so they're gonna my favorite parts of the show is when they go into the bar, the Alibi.
Yeah, me too.
And they're selling the fucking weed, the edibles. Yeah. They got the tape on the bar like 6 feet apart from each other. Like they're actually going through this shit. And that's what I like. And then the two guys who were in the bathroom because they were Kermit so high. Or whatever. Like, that shit is funny to me. Yeah. I find it funny. And fucking Kev thought he was making so much money. He thought he was a baller. He got rims in his car. Yeah. And he got robbed for the money. So this shit is fucking funny. The show's still good, man. I give major props to the Shameless show to continue. I never think that one episode would still make me go, yo, what the fuck? But they always do that.
Every episode.
Always do it.
Every episode is like that. You're like, holy shit, like I can't believe. The only show, like I said, that kind of reminds me of a Shameless is this show Wayne that I watched on Amazon. That it was like, you're like, yo, I can't believe this nigga just like that. They take it to another high or another craziness.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still watching Shameless. I'm watching Your Honor, like Al said. And then let me see what else. I watched this movie that Baron put me on, which is called Half Brothers. Pretty good movie. It's based on one kid. Basically one kid who was Mexican, born in Mexico. And he finds out he has a brother who's born in the U.S. from his father, and it has a lot to do with his father, like bouncing. Now has a kid, another brother, and he's pissed off his dad and all that stuff. But it shows kind of the racial shit going on and how, we see Mexicans, but then also how Mexicans see us.
Gotcha.
So we'll always see Mexicans like we're always playing them.
Yeah. Right?
But they're also like, yo, those Americans are fat. Like, they don't do shit. They're lazy. So the guy, he's an engineer in Mexico. So when he comes to Chicago, he's just he's just making fun of them.
Yeah.
Because he's like, you can't diss me. Like, I know how to do. Because every time they see him, he's like, where you from? From Mexico. Oh, they have the best zip lines over there. And then he just gets so mad. He goes, he's telling to his wife, and he's like, it's either these motherfucking Americans, all he knows Cancun and our zip lines. And every time he meets an American, oh my God, I love that Cancun. Why would you want to come here? Isn't your life like Cancun? So they also make fun of Americans the way we think Mexicans are, like they're living on paradise, right?
Yeah.
So it shows those two, and then it also goes back into the pops explaining the whole story to both of them, because they both find out like, yo, they're brothers, but they don't know why. So he explains it to them in a dope sort of way. It was a good movie. It was like a good movie, heartful. It was comedy because the white boy, he's a funny redhead. He's like an idiot guy. And the other guy was like a stiff guy. Let me see what else. Watched the Wonder Woman shit with you. Yeah. I haven't finished watching the first one.
Damn.
I know I was trying to watch it before that one, but I was halfway. I was trying to. I know it's not bad. It's just every time I was watching it, either I got distracted by something, or for me was because for some reason when it comes to movies that are old, like in old times, like I have to really pay attention because a lot of times, like a lot of like old stuff, like if it's too the verbiage, like either I won't get it or I just I don't it doesn't intrigue me that much. So I know that we're doing the Nazis and all that shit, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, yo, just kill somebody already. So I gotta finish watching the Wonder Woman because everybody told me the same thing like Al said. The first one is way better. Everybody that I ask tells me the same thing. So I gotta finish the first one. So I watched the second one while watching the first one, which, you know, of course, I found out the guy died and all that stuff on the second one. So I watched that on Christmas Day. Documentaries, like Al said, Santi put me on to one of Jeff Bezos' one, Amazon one on YouTube. I think it's called Amazon, the Rise and Fall or something like that. It's on YouTube. It's by this company called Frontline. Not bad. It pretty much talks about how Amazon got big, and it also shows the bad side, how Amazon like does shady shit, how they treat employees. It's pretty interesting. It's a documentary, but it's pretty interesting on like how he's thinking of going into the moon. How many other Amazon just started off with books, and then how it's gotten into so many things, and basically it shows how if Amazon wants to get into anything, they could pretty much do it. So like an example, they got into Netflix, like they got Prime. They got into making their own original series, and they won awards for that. And you're like, it's like they're more than just a online retail. They do like their servers that do for like CIA. So there's a lot of shit you learn about them, but then you also learn a lot of shit about the CEO. And then there's always two sides. People saying they're monopolizing and all this stuff. So it's pretty cool. And then from that, I watched another one which was called AI something, similar to it was the same thing done by Frontlines. This one was cool. We're talking a lot about AI, how in China, I think 40 years ago was really like if you looked at China, it was really like a poor country. It wasn't not a poor country, but not advanced. And they decided to really, the last few years, the president or whatever, he decided to go into technology a lot. He said, I'm going to put all our money into technology. So their sort of like AI and surveillance is insane. Okay. But some people are saying it's too much. Like they got cameras everywhere. And now they have cameras that if you're walking somewhere, and let's say when you're crossing the street to jaywalk, they're taking pictures of you. And you come out and it'll show you Albert jaywalked. And it has your information and all that shit. Because they got AI and face recognition. And they're saying there's a lot, of course, there's a lot of good to AI, but then there's a lot of bad to it. And what really freaked people out was, I think Google years ago, there was this guy, the hardest game to play is called Go. It looks that game, I think, is Othello or something. Yeah. It's kind of like chess, but with these little round pieces. And it's supposed to be, I think, harder than chess. And there's one kid who's like, he's like a fucking icon in China. This kid's the man. He played the Google algorithm, and he lost, I think, out of 6 matches, 4.
Shit.
And then like the algorithm, the AI made a move that, it's never been done before. Like other people who watch that shit, because it's very big.
Yeah.
They were like, they never, like, that shit blew their minds. Like, and they were like, yo, you could do that move. But no one ever thought of this move. And this game has been going on for years.
Yeah.
And the fucking algorithm thought of that move. So that, they were talking about, like, how it beat him. And, like, it starts going into the trucking business. I think is a company called Mazarick or something like that. That they do trucking, but they're now doing self-serve trucking. Like the truck is driving itself.
So it's like a Tesla.
Yeah. So, and it's delivering. And then like there's people like, losing money. And there's people like, from the South. They're like, I can't believe it'll do this. But it does only like a certain, like, I think it has to be down the line.
Okay.
But they already started that. Of course, there's like, even talked about it a little bit on the Amazon one, how the robots in the warehouse made it much faster. Like they basically moved the pallets so it could make it easier for the person who's sorting it out. So there's a lot of things that they do that is more organized. So that's one thing they talked about in China that they're doing big. They're doing big the drone stuff, like dropping off packages. They're already ahead on that. They're doing like a lot more other stuff that they're already ahead of us, just because of the AI. The AI is doing a lot of the work for you.
Got it.
So they're talking about, they say here, like the self-driving cars, all these other things, like, other jobs too that people will lose. Like they're saying that more white-collar people could lose jobs because blue-collar, it may still need some of the physical job for it, like a person to do it. As where white-collar, a lot of it's more analytical.
Got it.
So if a machine could learn more than the person, it could do the job.
Okay.
So it's just getting crazy. So it's a little bit, that one's a little bit slow. The Amazon one is better, but this one was like cool. Like I like all that shit because I deal with a lot of that shit. So that was cool. So I saw that documentary. What else I've been watching? I think that just like the Sunday shows that we watched. I watched the Buddy Games. I think that Baron put me on. That's just like a comedy. That was pretty funny. And then one other one that Baron told me to watch is Greenland. I haven't finished it.
With Gerald Butler.
Yeah. I watched it a little bit yesterday. I haven't finished it. But so far it seemed pretty good.
Yeah.
The one I'm thinking of taking a crack at it is Peaky Blinders. Because right now I don't have no shows to watch. Like I don't have any like series sort of shows to watch. I think I pretty much watched all the shows that.
Finally gonna watch Peaky Blinders.
And it's funny because I recommended it to Al. Al recommended it to my sister.
Yep.
And I'm like, that's funny because I recommended it to Al. So I started watching episode 2. But like I think I was saying before, is like when it comes to old school stuff, it's hard for me to get into it.
I love that shit.
But I know my sister says the same thing. But so I'm gonna try Peaky Blinders. What else I have? I think that's the only show right now that I'm gonna probably try. I know there's some new shows coming out. We got Cobra Kai coming out on the 1st, which is Friday.
Yep.
Sabrina, I don't watch Sabrina, but I know my girl watches it.
I don't watch that.
But I heard it's a good show, so I know she watches it. But there's a few probably other shows that are coming up, and I'm sure other movies. But other than that, I pretty much have watched everything I've wanted to watch.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm gonna probably give I'm gonna try Peaky Blinders, and I don't know what else next and stuff, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, that's been pretty much my TV sort of stuff. Anything else? Chuleta Al?
Nah, man. Let's just start the year with a good bang. And I don't mean when you're in bed with your girl, bitch.
There you go.
Let's